celebrated my 60-year-old birthday and I wanted to have a glamorous tour of Europe. I had a break in my schedule, my kids have grown up, and I decided to do it on my own. I'll meet up with some friends, but also travel by myself. I wanted to go to Paris to see my short film in a Basquiat show. Then I would meet up with my friend Susie in Venice, take a train back to Paris through Europe, stopping in Turin and Lyon. I researched my trip as much as possible. I made an itinerary, and I also tried to exercise a lot because I planned on eating a lot. Here's my trip. I shot it on my iPhone. I'm staying in Paris with my friends Ian, Rogers, and Hedwig. I met up with them at Place de la Concorde and would walk back to their house through the Tuileries Gardens. We ate dinner at an amazing cafe around the corner from their house. I also loved Hedwig's mommy technique of offering her daughter light for her book to read. I had a great night's sleep and woke up to a quiet, gorgeous Paris apartment where I finalized my plans for the day. There were some stores and a restaurant I wanted to check out, so I took the metro to Bastille. I saw a crowd of people and I asked why they were all standing in line, and they told me there was an apartment for rent. Wow. There were Basquiat posters all over Paris. I went to a restaurant called Le Servant. I had a delicious yellowtail crudo, a fennel tart, and a green salad. It was super delicious. What I really loved was my waiter's hairstyle. The 20-year-old in me fell madly in love with the chef. I didn't get it on camera, but when he looked at me, I melted. I found a cool record store and bought Ian and Hedwig a Francois Hardy record. And then I went to a store called Merci, where I wanted almost everything in it. I was so psyched to find my friend Simone from Malibu's clothing line there. Walking back to Ian's apartment, I went to Place de Vosges, where love was definitely in the air. I brought my computer to write and daydream in a park in Paris. Ian wrote me a guide to Paris, and he listed this coffee shop called Obladi in the Marais district. It's run by a friend of his, and Ian claimed it had the best coffee in Paris, and it was delicious. I took the metro near Ian's house to get to the Philharmonie, where the Jean-Michel Basquiat opening would take place. The metro is really easy to navigate in Paris, especially because the Philharmonie is a bit out of town. The Jean Nouveau building was incredibly impressive. The exhibition was curated by Marie-Delis de Moray and Dieter Buchart. It was titled Basquiat Soundtracks and focuses on Jean-Michel's relationship with music. I saw a lot of old friends and loved seeing his work, especially in this context. My short played on a reel combined with jazz greats. Couldn't believe how crowded it was. I went to my favorite tea shop called Mariage Frère. I read about it in Goop a long time ago, and I go back every time I'm in Paris and pick up my favorite tea. Then I took the metro to the Louis Vuitton Foundation, where there was a Basquiat and Warhol exhibition. Un nœud dans le bois, c'est un chien qui aboie, c'est un oiseau dans l'air, c'est un tronc qui pourrit. This is the first time this collaboration has been shown since the day it premiered 30 years ago. The work was outstanding. C'est une vieille ruine, le vide, le néant, c'est la pie qui jacasse, c'est l'averse qui verse des torrents d'allégresse, ce sont les eaux de Mars. Ce sont les eaux de Mars. Ce sont les eaux
avance à pas sûr, à pas lent.
I cried when I left the building and called Jean-Michel's sisters for emotional support. Here we were in 2023, and Jean-Michel was the biggest artist in Paris, and I felt so sad that he wasn't here to enjoy it.
Qui se pose, le jardin qu'on arrose, une source d'eau claire, une écharde, un clou, c'est la fièvre.
I went to Verjus pop-up restaurant at the 22 Club. Housed in a former apartment, they turned it into a restaurant while they were renovating.
C'est tout ce qu'on attend, c'est tout ce qui nous reste. C'est du bois, c'est un jour le bout du quai. Un alcool trafiqué, le chemin le plus court. Ce sont les eaux de Mars. Ce sont les eaux de Mars. C'est le cri d'un hibou, un corps ensommeillé, la voiture rouillée. C'est la boue, un pas, un pont, un crapaud qui croasse. C'est un chaland qui passe, c'est un bel horizon. C'est la saison des pluies, c'est la fonte des glaces. Ce sont
Ian and I went to the Marché in La Félicité to get stuff for dinner tonight. After that, I headed off on my own to find Ernest Hemingway's house. That's his place with the blue door. I've been reading A Movable Feast and was obsessed. I wanted to do his walk over to Gertrude Stein's house. I kept reading about this place, Le Comptoir, and then it turns out almost 20 years ago I stayed in the hotel next door, so I already knew it. I had one of my favorite frisee salads and a glass of wine at lunch. Woohoo! I went to the Shakespeare and Company bookstore. I had to pick up a pre-ordered book from my friend Susie, which actually helped me skip the line. Hedwig made a delicious dinner, and I was her sous chef. Her daughter wrote the menu, and Ian opened the wine and DJ'd. I had so much fun. I cannot believe I went dancing at a Paris disco.
Take a picture of you.
Oh my God, I look crazy,
Really?
but yes, okay,
Yeah.
for sure.
What's crazy is Ian and Mike convinced me the best way to get to the airport was on a motorcycle. I swear to God, I thought I was gonna die. I had a total panic attack, but I made it.